Hello, my lovely friends. I hope you guys are doing well. So, today we are going to be looking at the road signs, signals, and markings. Road signs, signals, and markings. All right. So, before you continue watching, please click on the subscribe button there. There's a subscribe button there. Please click on the subscribe button. I know that most of the people who are watching my videos here are not subscribed, but I'm asking you because you are my friend to please subscribe. Okay, so the road signs, road signs, they have been separated. They have been grouped in a way that will make it easier for you to memorize or to know or to distinguish. That is the English, my friend. All right. So under regulatory signs, you have control signs, you have command signs, you have prohibition signs, you have reservation signs. Sorry. I said you have command signs, prohibition signs, reservation signs, and then you have comprehensive signs, de-restriction signs, and selective restriction signs. Right. So I'm going to explain each and everything. All right. Now let's go back to the control signs. Control signs, the control signs, they tell you four things. They tell you four things, mngani wami. They tell you where to stop, okay? Where to yield, in which direction to drive, and what special rules apply. And what special rules apply. Where to stop, where to yield, in which direction to drive, and what special rules apply. They tell you four things. So the control signs, they are actually the only signs that will be given in different shapes. Look at the shape of the stop sign. It's not the same as the shape of the yield sign, not the same as the shape of no entry, one-way roadway, and pedestrian priority. So they are given in different shapes. Okay, sorry, let me do this real quick. All right, I want to switch off. Okay, thank you. All right, they are not of the same shape. So they are the only signs that are given in different shapes. Look at command signs. Command signs, they have one shape. Prohibition signs, one shape. Reservation signs, one shape. Comprehensive signs, one shape. So you see, now the other thing you must also note about the control signs, it's the colors. So that's how they actually differentiate the signs. So these ones, the primary colors for control signs, red and white. Red and white coming in different shapes. Red and white coming in different shapes. They tell you where to stop, where to yield, in which direction to drive, and what special rules apply. That's what I can say about the control signs. So under control signs, that's where you'll find the stop sign, the stop and yield, three-way stop, four-way stop, stop and go. You see, it's a control. This is what you must do, okay? And this is how you must control your vehicle. And then you come to the command signs. Command signs emphasizes two things, or rather, they're instructing you to do two things. The first one, it's an action. Action. The action to take, this is what you must do, okay? Drive at 50 and above. You must keep left. You must keep right. You must turn right only. You must proceed straight. You see, it's an action that you should take, one thing. The second thing, it talks about the class of vehicle that should drive there. Bicycles, you see, buses, minibuses should drive here. Taxis must drive here. Goods vehicles with over the indicated gross vehicle mass. Construction vehicles are the only ones to use the roadway. So you see, they tell you two things: the action that you must take and the vehicle class that should drive there. All right. But then now, the command signs, how do you see them? Blue background and the sign is written in white. The background is blue and the sign is written in white. Okay. Now, you then come on to the prohibition signs. The prohibition signs are actually the opposite of command signs. Prohibition signs are the opposite of command signs. All right. So how are you going to see the prohibition signs? They are circled with red. Circled with red. They are circled with red. Okay. That is the prohibition sign. So saying they are opposite of command signs, what do I mean? Command signs, they tell you that you must do this. This is the action that you must take. Do this, do this. Prohibition, you are prohibited. You are not allowed to do what is on the board. All right. So like here, the maximum speed limit, you are not allowed to exceed 100. The mass limit, now it talks about the vehicle class. The type of the vehicle that is not allowed here is the vehicle that weighs 12 tons and above is not allowed there. Here they say vehicle that weigh 10 tons and above must drive here. While here they say vehicle that weigh 12 tons and above must not drive here. The axle mass of your vehicle. If your vehicle has an axle mass of over 2 tons, you must not drive here. This is the height limit of your vehicle. If your vehicle is over 4.42 meters, you should not drive there. Okay? And then the length limit, the length of your vehicle, the width, and then U-turn is prohibited. U-turn is an action that you are not allowed to take. You are not allowed to take to make a U-turn. All right. So that's it about the prohibition signs. But what I need you to remember is that it's circled with red and it's written in black. Sometimes it will have a stripe like this one. You see, sometimes it will just be circled with red like that. Okay? Okay, and then you come to the reservation sign. Reservation sign. So, the reservation sign is there to reserve parking. They reserve parking and they reserve roadway. So this R is for roadway. It's there to reserve the roadway, okay? Roadway and P, parking. And when you see these yellow dotted lines, these ones, they tell you what? The yellow dotted lines tell you that there is a lane reserved for buses. Beginning lane. When the lane is beginning, you see it with this. The lane for buses begins here. There's a lane for bicycles. A lane for bicycles. Roadway for taxis. For taxis. All right. Yeah. And then you come to comprehensive signs. So a comprehensive sign is like what? A comprehensive sign is one sign like this that has a set of comprehensive rules. It has a set of comprehensive rules such that when you see this sign, you must know that this sign tells you that you are getting into the dual carriage freeway. You are getting into the freeway. This is the freeway that you know, okay? Let's say it's divided here and then. So vehicles going there, divided also like this, vehicles coming back, the dual carriage freeway, okay? So there is dual carriage freeway and there is single carriage freeway. The single, you can hear single, so there is no need for me to explain. So when you get into the freeway, you must remember the rules with regards to the freeway. No hand signals, okay? If you're in the far right lane and the person wants to overtake you, move to the next lane. Kanjalo, 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 kanjalo. And then this one, it's called residential area. you are getting into the residential area. So you must know that when you're getting into the residential area, you may not drive through the residential area without stopping to break your journey. So you normally see this sign if you are traveling a long distance. If you are traveling a long distance, you are most likely to come across this sign, because that's when you should then stop and have a break. You may not drive through you must always give way to pedestrians as they have right of way within the residential area. Those are all the things that you should remember when you get into the residential area. And then now you come to D restriction sign. The D restriction sign is basically the red cross, like this, because it's there to cancel the restriction, to say this this sign is no longer applicable. This sign is no longer applicable. All right. And then you come to selective restriction sign. The selective restriction sign. So you have what? You have the selective restriction sign. Do not work alone. You won't be driving and you see this sign. So now, what must I do with this sign? Or you are driving and then you see this sign. What does it mean? So it has no meaning when it's working alone. Hence why you'll have a primary sign, and then the selective restriction sign, it then works as a secondary sign. It works as a secondary sign. All right. And then you then have what? You then have this combination, which tells you that you must turn right, but between when? 7 to 9 and 4 to 6. It's a must. Goods vehicles must maintain the indicated speed. They must drive 50 and above. Delivery vehicles only must drive here during 6 to 9 a.m. All right? And then ganjalo. That's how it is. Okay. Those are your what? Those are your selective restriction signs. Now you come to the warning signs. So the warning signs are somewhat easy. I always say they are the easiest, because a warning sign will always, you always know that the warning sign, you have red triangle. Red triangle, it's a warning sign. But now you have road layout sign. Road layout sign, you have direction of movement sign, and then you have symbolic signs. Okay, that's how they have separated them. You have road layout, direction of movement, and symbolic. So now, road layout, what are we talking about? We are talking about the layout of the road. The layout, umgwaqo wendlaleke kanjani. The layout. So the first one, you have the crossroad. The crossroad, impambano zomgwaqo. So now, look at this. You have crossroad, priority crossroad, secondary crossroad. These three signs are not funny. What do I mean? I mean as fun. I'm kidding. I mean that they are not the same. They are not the same, or they do not mean the same thing. The crossroad, that's where you'll get the four-way stop. At the crossroad, that's where you get the four-way stop. Sometimes you get the robots by the crossroads. Okay, but when you have the priority crossroad, that means people who are traveling in this direction, they have a right of way. These people, they have the right of way, but people who are coming from the sides, let's say these people, they don't have a right of way, they must expect to stop or to yield. Okay? And then you then now come on to this one, secondary crossroad. So if you are going straight like this, you are now a secondary. These are primary. They have the right of way now, these people. When you are a secondary sign. You are a secondary secondary. Okay. And then so basically the road layout, they're talking about the layout of the road. This is how the road is laid out. Okay. Then you have the direction of movement sign. The direction of movement. Traffic circle. The road is a traffic you must know ukuthi kuhambeka kanjani, the direction of movement. What is the direction of movement? It's a traffic circle. There you'll find a gentle curve. Kuhambeka kanje, kuyakeva gently. Gentle curve to the left, sharp curve to the right. It's sharp curve. You'll just turn sharply. Okay? Sharp curve to the left, hairpin bend to the right, hairpin bend to the left, winding road first left, combined curves, ganjalo. All right. So these are the direction of movement. So, but I want to explain a few things. There are people who get confused when we're talking of winding road, concealed driveway, and combined curves. These signs are not the same, or they don't mean the same thing either. Okay? So now, the road is winding. Okay? This is the winding road. Okay? Winding. Fork. All right. So it's the winding road. It's not the same as the combined curves. Combined curves, that means you will firstly find the first curve. After that curve, you find another curve. So this one is combined curves, two combined curves. All right. So, and then the concealed driveway, this one. The word concealed also means hidden. So not visible from your side of view. So where you are, you can't see that there will be a roadway joining from your left. Where you are, you can't see that there is a road joining from your right. So be aware that there will be a road coming from your right. Then concealed driveways, right and left. Be aware that there will be a concealed driveway coming from your right and also coming from your left. Hence why they call it concealed driveway, left and right. All right. Then you come to the symbolic signs. So the symbolic sign, it's not really much of a problem because they give you a warning sign, and then inside the warning sign, they will show you a symbol of what you are going to encounter as you drive on. Like the first one, there's a traffic signal, traffic control, traffic control yield ahead. So there's a pedestrian crossing and there are pedestrians. All right. So the difference between the two, pedestrian crossing and pedestrians, is that the pedestrian crossing, be aware that there is a pedestrian crossing ahead. The difference between the two is that when they say be aware of pedestrians, when you're seeing this, that means there might be people that just are crossing the road, But here, that means on the road, there is a marked pedestrian crossing. There is a marked pedestrian crossing like that, whereby normally it goes with the yield sign. So as you are driving, you must yield. And if there are people waiting to cross the road, allow the people to cross. That's what this one is telling you. Okay. But the rest, you can see what's happening. So you just see that there's a motor gate, there's a gate, narrow bridge. Be aware that the structure that you are coming on allows only one person to cross at a time. The road narrows from both sides. Emergency flashing light. So that means you must be cautious when you are driving here. You must be cautious. So they might put this sign, and then underneath, then they write to you to say potholes. Okay? Be aware there are potholes. So this one is just emergency flashing. Hey, or if there's an accident, they put this sign also. All right, and then there is the combination. There you come to the combination. So gentle curve to the right, okay? The recommended speed is 80 kilometers per hour. There is a concealed driveway from the right in 200 meters. The road is winding for 12 kilometers. There's a stop sign in 20 meters. There are potholes. Kanjalo, kanjalo, kanjalo. This is just the combination. Now you come to the hazard marker signs. Let me get something to drink. Okay, the hazard marker signs. So the hazard marker is there to mark the position of a hazard. So hazard on the right, keep left. There's danger on the right, keep left. Okay? Hazard, go play to the left, keep. So here you must either go left or go right. Here, danger this side, go this way. This one marks the structure overhead. If maybe you have a bridge, and this bridge is of a certain height, they take this sign and then they put it here, okay? They put it here, right? And then they'll write the height restriction. And then you have what we call the sharp curve chevron. Sharp curve chevrons, these ones. Sharp curve to the left, sharp curve to the right. These are pretty easy, okay? And then we jump on to the single track railway crossing. Kunojantshi wesitimela oweqa umgwaqo. So there's a railway crossing there, okay? Railway crossing, okay? Railway crossing, there it's crossing the road, okay? There's a railway that is crossing the road, okay? That's it. And then we come on to the dead end or road closed. Okay. So if it's like this, it's a single track, and then double track. So this one means that there are two or more railways that are crossing the road. Two or more. Okay? And then traffic signals are out of order. Amaroboti awasebenzi. There. Okay. And then you come to dead end or road closed. And then T-junction chevrons, dead end or road closed chevrons again. Okay. Right. Then you come to guidance and information signs. The guidance and information signs. So, these ones, it's just for your guidance, basically. It's so that you don't get lost. You know that when you're seeing this board, it tells you that there's a river. So they will put this sign and then underneath they will write, maybe say, Tukela River. You see? But when you're seeing this T, it's a toll route. They'll put in this sign, then next to it, and this is what they will do. All right? Let's say, let me draw this. Let's say you have it like this, and then they will write that T, the toll route name, and then they say maybe, they say Albertina Sisulu. Okay? So that means it's a toll route, this thing. It's a toll route, Daideng. The name of that toll route is Albertina Sisulu. You see? Ganjalo. But these are guidance signs. So it's not really that confusing, because the railway the railway station, there's a bus terminal, minibus rank, harbour, emtateni, you are going to the airport, kanjalo kanjalo. And then we then come to these ones. This one, the diagrammatic signs. The diagrammatic signs, they are showing you what's happening in a form of a diagram. They are showing you what is happening in a form of a diagram. The left lane ends here, the right lane ends here, one lane splits into two, two lanes into three, one into three. So you're basically looking at the board and they have drawn what is going to happen. They have drawn that. So it's not really that much of a problem again. Then you have these signs, still part of guidance. So these ones, you have your route marker. They mark their route. So you have an alternative route, you have the toll route. Toll route means that you are going to pay the toll gate there. You are going to pay the toll gate. So, and then I always say this N does not mean naira, but this N is national road. Then the M, it's metropolitan road. Or if you are living in municipalities, it's municipal road, okay? But it's mainly known for metropolitan road. And then the R, it's not 300 rands, this one. It's R300. Regional road 300. Regional road 300. So basically now, listen, the green boards, you find them on any road but freeway. Because on the freeway, you find the blue signs. The blue signs, you find them on the freeway. These ones, they are on the freeway. And that's what you must just know about these ones. That blue, freeway, green, any other road. Okay. And then we come to the tourism direction symbols. So the tourism direction symbols, you see them with what? Brown board. So they have a brown background. It's for the tourists, those ones. For the tourist. Brown board, it's for the tourists. So if you are touring, you are new in the area, your main focus is looking at the brown board. Let me drink some water. Excuse me. Right. So now let's go down to the information signs. So the information signs, again, they are for your information. FYI, for your information, so that you don't get lost. Okay. So these ones are called exit countdown signs. Exit countdown. They are counting down for you. They are telling you that in 300 meters, you are going to exit. And you already have this board, maybe this one, that tells you that you will off-ramp to Johannesburg in 500 meters. After you see this board is big there by the road, after you see this board, you start seeing these ones. They are counting down for you. Now it's 300 meters. Now it's 200 meters. Now it's 100 meters. So these boards, they help you to do what? They help you to slow down because you are about to exit the road. Okay. And then, so each bar there presents 100 meters. Okay. Then right of way sign. When you're seeing this sign, it tells you that you have a right of way. Okay. You have a right of way. And then we have these signs, which we then call them the cul-de-sac signs. They're telling you that dead end ahead. Dead end to the right, dead end to the left. Dead end ahead. Okay. All right, and then now we come to park and right sign. You park, you go and right. You park, you go and right. But they wouldn't normally ask you these signs, okay? But what you must know about this sign, the coordinated traffic sign, then it's written 55 kilometers per hour. It tells you that the traffic signals that you are approaching, okay, that you are approaching are synchronized to display the same signal, okay? So if you are driving at 55 kilometers per hour, so now, look, there's a traffic sign. I mean, kune roboti. So these traffic signals, are synchronized to display the same signal. When this traffic light A says green, this one will also say green. So if you keep your speed at 55 kilometers per hour, you'll find this one green and that other one green. That's what this sign is telling you. Okay. All right. And then we come to supplementary signs. So these one, they are there to supplement, to tell you that for 12 kilometers in 200 meters, you must drive 80 kilometers per hour. Okay? Right. That's it. Okay? That's it. I always say to you, my friends, you will go through the traffic signals alone. The robot, when it says red, what does it mean? When it's flashing arrow, what does it mean? So I'm gonna leave this to be your homework, this one, and together with the traffic guys, and the construction guys. What I'm then going to touch on is the temporary signs. Temporary signs, how are you going to see them? You see the temporary signs with the yellow background. Yellow background is a temporary sign. When the background of the sign is yellow, and it's you must know it's a temporary sign. So, but I want you to look at this. The temporary command signs, they have black borders and they are written in black, but the background is yellow. That's how you are going to see that it's a temporary sign. Black borders, the sign is written in black, and the background is yellow. Now you come to temporary prohibition signs. The prohibition signs, Banganbam, will always have a red border to tell you what it's a prohibition. Yes, they might have that stripe, they may not have some of them, okay? But red borders will always be there. And then the temporary reservation signs. Temporary, yellow bones are temporary. I always say yellow bones are temporary. But then now the border is going to be black and it's a rectangular shape. It's in a rectangular shape. And then the warning signs, always red triangle, but the background is yellow. So that's it, Banganbam. That's it. And all these things now. All these things. So this one, they then explaining these signs. What is this? What is that? All right. Those who are in my group on WhatsApp, they already have this book. Okay. Now we come to road markings. Road surface markings. So the road surface markings. So this thing is easy, Banganbam. This thing is very easy because they won't say label this thing like this. No, they won't say it like this. They will give you this sketch with the labels. What you must know that what is GM3? GM3 is what? The furcation arrows. GM3, it's furcation arrows. Furcation arrows. Okay, what does the furcation arrow means? It tells you that there's an increase in the number of lanes ahead. WM7, mandatory direction arrows ahead. Okay? They're telling you that ahead of which is what? Is RM8. Ahead, it tells you that ngaphambili uzothola a mandatory direction arrow. then there is mandatory direction arrow there. Okay, and then the RM5 is painted island marking, painted island. Then the WM6, lane reduction, lane reduction. The GM2 is what? Is the guidelines, the guidelines, the guideline marking. The RTM3, where is it? Pedestrian crossing line marking. And then the GM1, it's lane line marking. So this thing, and then RM3, the last one here, the RM3 is called what? The channelizing line. The channelizing line. So once you get to the channelizing line, you may not switch lanes. You may not switch lanes once you get to the channelizing lines. Okay. Now we are then going to get to these ones. We are now coming to these ones again. They will repeat some of the things that we have covered already. But now you look at RM 4.1. It's called the left edge marking. The left edge line, it's your yellow line, as you can see. Okay? The WM2, it's continuity line. Continuity line. And then L1 for lane 1, L2 for lane 2. All right? It's for lanes. Lane. And then the WM7, mandatory direction arrow ahead. Then mandatory direction arrow. RTM3, pedestrian crossing lines. RTM1, it's a stop line. This one is a stop line. And then it's painted island marking. Okay? That's it. That's everything here. Now, let's jump onto the last part. And then we will then close the road surface markings and the road signs will be done with that. So the RM10, this one is known as a box junction. Box junction. The box junction is known as a keep clear zone. Okay, there. What I'm explaining is there. Okay, so it's a box junction. Then this one is, so that means you must not park, you must not stop here. It must be kept clear like this. No one should stop there. Even if there is traffic. If there is traffic, one car will stop there, another one will stop there. So, but no one should stop here. All right. And then you have RTM2. RTM2. So the RTM2 is called the yield line marking. Yield line marking. RTM4, it's block pedestrian crossing. And then RTM9, it's a bus lane, painted island, the dividing line, and then this one is no overtaking line, and this is airplane mode. I'm kidding. It's not airplane mode, but it's the guidance sign airport direction, for airport direction. And then you go down to no crossing double lines, no crossing lines, and then mandatory direction arrow ahead. And then this one is exclusive vehicle symbols. Exclusive vehicles in such a way that A is for ambulance, B is for bus, L for loading, taxis, firefighting, ganjalo. All right. So I hope that if you want to understand more, you will keep on visiting this video. But thank you for tuning in, and please don't forget to subscribe. Till I see you guys next time. I will be more than willing to engage you in the comments should you have any questions. Thank you.